Everybody. New Year has brought some good news for G road test aspirants. Ontario Transport Ministry has announced that they would be shortening the duration of G road test to accommodate for the uh, test aspirants that they have, and to allow more and more people to appear for the exam, given that limited resources that they have. I think it's a good move given that there were around 500,000 people waiting to give their road test in the month of November last year. So let's look at how it impacts you and what it means for you in this short video. So as we know that the test would be shorter, what does that mean for us? Basically, I don't think anybody can say for sure that a 30-minute test could become 15 minutes because there are a lot of factors that impact the duration of the test. The traffic on the road, the route taken, and your driving speed. So definitely there is a possibility that the duration is reduced. It could be 5, 10, 15 minutes depending on all these factors. So something to keep in mind. And this is a temporary change. So this is expected to last at least till March 31st. And there is high probability that this could be extended because in roughly 3 months, not a lot of backlog can be cleared by this move. So it is quite likely that it will get extended. So don't worry if your test is not before March 31st. Of course, it's not guaranteed, but we are hoping that it will continue beyond March 31st. And it has been clearly mentioned that the G2 test elements will not be repeated in G test, which basically means that because they have already tested you for G2, you would not be asked to repeat those maneuvers again in G test. And I think that's a fair point. It doesn't add any additional risk in driving for the driver themselves or the public. So what are these maneuvers, or what could be these maneuvers? This is your emergency roadside stop, 3-point turn, and sometimes the dreaded parallel parking. Uh, most of the people I speak with are comfortable in top two. Parallel parking is usually what people get a bit uncomfortable because they don't do it as much in real life. So anyways, all these three elements would most likely not be repeated. So this means that we have less time to spend on the road, but does that mean the examiner would be lenient? Maybe not. So we can expect the same level of scrutiny from the examiner, and we need to be as much alert as we would have been in the normal G test. This could mean that we are asked to make more lane changes while driving uh, on the highway or even on the major road, because there are no other roadside activities like 3-point turn, parallel parking, or roadside stop, and more focus on highway driving, most likely because that would be the main part of the test now. This also has also been mentioned that there is no impact on G2 test. So the G2 test remains as is, just that the overlap between G2 and G has been minimized, and that's the objective of this change. This is a new change that has been introduced. So if you've given your road test recently, please share your feedback in the comments. My advice would be to book this road test as quickly as possible to make use of this opportunity. And in case you cannot get a date before 31st March, try for a closer date, because it's likely that these changes would be extended for some more time given the backlog of the tests that we have in Ontario. And I have created another video for G road test tips please have a look at that. I'll leave a link in the description and keep practicing. All the best.